Dear students, so when we are discussing about the vector form of Coulomb's law in our last video, so I didn't show you the direction of force acting on a particle. Okay, now we'll discuss about the direction of force acting on a particle, and then we will move on to the numericals based on previous year competitive examinations. Okay, so now as we see here, there are two charges I have taken, so Q1 and Q2. Let us assume now these two are what type of charges? Positive charges. Okay. Now the force on second charge due to first will be acting in what direction? It will be acting in this direction. So I'll write this one as force that is on what charge? Second charge due to first charge. Similarly, force on first charge due to second charge will be in what direction? This will be in this direction. Let us write force on first due to second. Okay, second case. Sir, if they are one is positive, one is negative. Okay, if both are negative, then what will happen? There will be repulsion. Then in that case, what will happen? If one is positive, one is negative. So let us assume here this is negative charge and this is positive charge. Now this case, what will happen? Force will be on this direction, means force on second charge due to first charge, okay, and force on first charge due to second charge will be like this. So this will written as force on 1 due to 2, and this is force on 2 due to 1. So there will be an attractive nature. So since we are indicating vector notation, so arrow mark should be written. Okay, so this is the force direction in the case of what now? The force applied on different charges due to another charge. Okay, so from this diagram also you can conclude that force is equal and opposite in nature. Yes or no? That's the one thing. Okay, now look at the numerical. Okay, so question says what now? The free pith ball of mass, how much now? Mass of 8 grams. Okay, what type of charge is going to carry? Positive charge. Okay, its value is how much now? 5 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb. So a pith ball of mass how much? 8 grams is going to carry a charge of how much? 5 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb. Now the question is, what must be the nature and the magnitude of charge that should be given to a second pith ball? What now? To the second pith ball fixed 5 centimeter below the former ball, means below the previous ball. Okay, so that the upper ball is stationary. So upper ball become what now? Stationary. Now look at the question. A free pith ball, right, of mass how much? 8 grams. So let us take here a ball. Let me call it as A. Of mass how much it is? 8 grams. Okay, it is going to carry some positive charge. So now we need to do what now? Look at the question. What must be the nature and magnitude of a charge that should be given to second pith ball fixed 5 centimeter below the former ball? Below, I need to fix somewhere here the second ball. Okay, so distance between the first ball and the second ball is about how much now? From here to here, it is about 5 centimeter. Okay, this is about how much now? 5 centimeter. Okay, now the condition is the ball need to stay stationary. Upper ball means, look at now, it need to stay stationary means this is a what type of charge? Positive charge. So the below ball must be positive charge. So if it is negative, what will happen? This negative will attract this positive, so it will move downward. Okay, so now this ball B must be what type of charge now? This must be positive charge. So what is the nature now? That must be positive charge. Now since it is a positive charge, it will apply a force in what direction? Upward direction. Let me call that force F. So since the ball is having some mass, there is a downward force. Downward forces must be how much? M into G. So when this ball A will stay stationary, when this upward force must be become equal to what now? Downward force. When these two become equal, then the ball will be held stationary. So here force how much we need to calculate. So what type of force it is? Electrostatic force. So what is the formula for electrostatic force? F equal to, we know, F that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by charge Q1 and Q2. Okay, this charge we don't know, this charge we know. This charge is how much? That is given here. 5 into 10 power minus 8. So let me take 5 into 10 power minus 8 multiplied by the value of this charge. Let me take it as Q, we don't know, into Q divided by distance between these two are how much? 5 centimeter. It will become 5 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Okay, this force what is there must be equal to what now? Mass into acceleration due to gravity. So from the diagram, so F must be equal to m into g. So this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Value is how much now? 9 into 10 power 9 into this is 5q into 10 power minus 8 divided by this is how much denominator? 25 into 10 power minus 4. So we are going to simplify now. This is going to cancel by 5 times. So it will become, that is equal to what? M into G. What is M into G value? Mass is about 8 grams. So convert grams into kg. It is 8 into 10 power minus 3 into G value. We take it as how much now? 9.8. Now we want a value of Q. So then I will directly write here Q must be equal to, so this is 8 into 9.8 into 10 power minus 3. 8 into 9.8 into 10 power minus 3. So multiplied by, here Q is a numerator. Okay, so here Q is in a numerator. Now what will happen? This will go to denominator and this term will come to the numerator. It will be 5 into 10 power minus 4 divided by, so this term 9 into 10 power 9 into 10 power minus 8. Okay, so 8 into 10 power minus 3 into 9.8 multiplied by, this will go to numerator, 5 into 10 power minus 4 divided by this 9 into 10 power 9 into 10 power minus 8. So this is the value. So let us simplify now. The value 8 into 9.8 into 5 divided by 8 will give us 43.5 into the powers we need to look at. So look at the powers here. It is 10 power minus 3 and it is 10 power minus 4. It will become 10 power minus 7 and here minus 8. It will become cancel now. This and this will be cancelled, remaining 10 power minus 1 it will remain. Here 10 power minus 9 plus 9 is there. So 10 power plus 9 minus 1, it will become 10 power 8 and this 10 power 8 will come to where now? Numerator. Okay. So we'll write into 10 power minus 8 coulomb. So this must be the charge given to what now? This lower ball, in order to stay the ball first one stationary. Okay. So this is about the numerical. Okay, let us move on to the next numerical. In this question, they are asking about what now? A particle of mass, how much now? M. Okay, carrying a charge of how much now? Plus, oh, not plus, it is minus Q1. Okay, it is moving around a charge of what now? Q2. So what is happening? A negative charge moving around a positive charge. Okay, along a circular path of radius is how much is given? Radius of path is r. Then they are asking you prove that time period of revolution of the charge minus q1 about plus q2 is given by so this much. Okay, now we need to see the time period. Let us have small imagination. So here given is what now? A particle of mass m carrying a charge minus q1 moving around a charge q2, means q2 must be at the center. So let us consider there is a charge here. This charge is plus q2. Okay, around this q2, what is happening now? What is happening around this? There is a charge that is minus q1 moving around, revolving around. Let us take some path, circular path. Let me take somewhere here as minus q1. Its radius is how much now? Radius is r. Here, one thing you need to get imagination. What is imagination? Since the particle is moving in a circular path, what type of forces will be acting? So one is, since these two are charges, there must be electrostatic force of attraction between these two. Since the q2 is revolving around the charge q, okay, q1 is revolving around charge q2, so there must be a centripetal force. Then since it is revolving around a stable circular orbit, so we can say centripetal force must be equal to what? Electrostatic force of attraction in this case. So I can write a simple way. In the case of here I can write in simple way. That simple thing what you can write, the centripetal force must be acting equal to what now? Coulombic force of attraction. Okay, so I can write directly here mv square by r, that is centripetal force, must be equal to the Coulombic force of interaction between what and what, q1 and q2. So thus I write as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by distance is r, so I'll write r square. Students, you need to remember here we never take negative sign, because as the Coulomb law states what now, we take only magnitude of the charges. Okay, so here from this can we get the velocity? Now look at what is going to cancel, r is going to cancel one time, so we get mv square, that is equal to this as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, as it is you keep. So this is q1 q2 by r, then velocity v equal to what now, square root of q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This m will come denominator into r. So this is the velocity, we got it. So as we know definition of velocity, from the definition of velocity, velocity is equal to distance travel, or you can say now speed revolution, that is equal to distance by time taken. Okay, that I can write down. Distance is how much now? So it will start from here. To complete one circular path, what we call circumference of a circle, that value is 2 pi r, and time taken is, let me call t, that is the time period, that is equal to v. Our intention is what, to find time period. So then time period t must be equal to 2 pi r by velocity v. Okay, let us insert this value of v what we got previously, that is 2 pi r divided by velocity v, that is root of q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught m r. Now this, okay, let me write here. So this one continuation, that is time period. So if you send this 2 pi r into the root, or you could take this numerator, it will become what now, 2 pi r into root of, this is become 4 pi epsilon naught m r divided by q1 and q2. If you send this 2 pi inside the root, this 2 pi r become 4 pi square r square. Yes or no? This 4 into this 4. So it will become what now, 16 pi square, and here there is one more pi cube, and there is epsilon naught m. This r, if you go inside the root, it will become r square, and there is here one more r, it will become what now, r cube divided by q1 q2, this is under the root. So this is the time period of revolution of the particle. Okay, so in the case of what now, as one charge is revolving around this other charge. Okay, this is about time period. So like this you can calculate. Means what I want to say is, try to understand what is the basic concept behind the question. So that logic, if you are able to crack it, then the almost the question is done. Okay, remaining, see what is the basic question here. Centripetal force must be equal to Coulombic force of attraction, that I wrote here. So remaining anything I have done, all is mathematics. This is the one more formula I need to remember. Okay, so I always tell you, try to remember the basic principles of physics. That will give us concept clarity, and you will get very good score in the examination also. Okay, yeah, we'll move on to the next question. The next question says what now? Let us look at the next question now. There are two, okay, let us, yeah, here in the next question, so these are all asked in the previous competitive examination. Okay, there are two particles, you can see what, there are two particles having a mass of how much now, 5 grams. Okay, there are two particles of each mass is how much, 5 gram, given a charge of how much, 1.0 into 10 power minus 7 coulomb. Stay in limited, okay, limiting equilibrium. See, this is again related to first year concept about the friction concept. Okay, on the horizontal table with the separation is how much, about 10 centimeter between them. So they're asking you find the coefficient of friction between each particle. On the table, okay, that is the coefficient of friction between each table is same. Okay, not they asking find, they asking that the coefficient of friction between the both the charges with the table is same, and they asking you what is the value of coefficient of friction, that is a mu. Okay, they stay in what type of equilibrium? Limiting equilibrium, means there is a maximum force acting. If you proceed more than maximum, they start moving. Okay, if you write a graph for that, the graph you're going to get like this. In the first year you have studied, I think already. So like this you're going to get the graph. So this is what we call maximum limiting force of friction, this point. Okay, now let us look at this now. So what will happen? Let us consider the table. Just for your understanding, I am writing this table. Not really you need to imagine this table. Okay, on this table. Okay, so we have kept charges here. One charge here, one charge here. Okay, so what is happening there? The thing is that there is a force acting, that is both are positive charge, there is a repulsion force like this direction. Okay, so since then what type of equilibrium? Limiting equilibrium means there is a one more force, this is electrostatic force. There is one more force acting inward, that is force between the charge and the table, that is in this direction, that is force of friction, F. So we got a small f, that is the force of friction. Now we need to find out. Okay, here the force of friction given by the formula is what now? Force of friction given by the formula, that is mu into normal reaction. Where is normal reaction? See normal reaction on the table here, N. What is the value of normal reaction? That is equal to what now? M into G. So here A mu M G. Okay, now here look at here, since it is an equilibrium, so this force, that is F, electrostatic repulsion, must be equal to frictional force. These two must be equal. So by equating these two we can get an answer. Okay, let us look at now. So here how we can simplify this one now. So here the given distance between these two charges, how much they given? Between this point and this point, let me take a charge 1 and charge 2 is given by about 10 centimeter. Then there will be electrostatic force is given by what now? Coulomb's law. So what I can write the formula? F equal to, directly I am going to write now here afterwards, that is 9 into 10 power 9, that is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2. How much is given? Same charge, right? So how much is given? 1.0 into 10 power minus 7. So let me write whole square, because Q1 Q2 are same. I can write like this, divide by distance between these two 10 centimeter. So 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Why I am converting? Because centimeter is a CGS. We need to put in SI system. Means we should take always one system of unit. Okay, so let us simplify this one. What will get now? This is 9 into 10 power 9 into this is 1 into 10 power minus 14 divided by this is 100 into 10 power minus 4. So cancel the terms now. These two will be cancelled to get 10 power minus 2, because 10 square it is. So these two will be cancelled to get into 10 power minus 12, and these two will be cancelled to get what now? It is minus 12, it is plus 9. You will get as what now? Minus 3. So you get an answer 9 into 10 power minus 3 Newton. So that is the electrostatic force acting between two charges. So from the diagram we can say what now? Electrostatic force must be equal to force of friction. How much we got force of friction? Mu mg. So I can write here F, that is equal to what now? Simply that is capital F. So F is what now? Mu mg, that is equal to capital F. How much we got now? 9 into 10 power minus 3. So m value, g value we know. So let us put this value mu equal to 9 into 10 power minus 3 divided by m into g. So that is equal to 9 into 10 power minus 3 divided by m. Mass is given as 5 grams. So it will be 5 into 10 power minus 3 into G value. They are not given here, so we take 9.8. Okay. So almost, since students, one more thing you can remember, while doing the calculation you can take 10 nearby value also we can put it. Okay, that is not an issue, but be more particular. Okay, so if you simplify this value, let us do now. Here 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 3 is cancelled. Okay, so you end up with what now? Remaining just 9 divided by 5 into 9.8. Okay, so let us simplify. 9 by 5 into 9 power 8 will give us an answer as about 0.185. Okay, so that is a value of what now? Coefficient of friction between the table and the charge. Since then the question they are asking means they are telling that, what they are telling, look at the question once again. The coefficient of friction between each particle and the table is same, means here how much is there, same here also is there. So we get finally mu value is how much? You get mu value as 0.185. So that is the coefficient of friction between what now? Table and the charge. Okay. Okay, move on to the next question. The question says what now? Simple thing. A small balls, two small balls. There are two small balls. Each of charge is how much? Q. Okay, they are suspended by two insulating strings of equal length. So both are having equal length. From a hook to a stand, whole setup is taken in a satellite into space. Very important here it is. Means there is no medium. Okay, or only air medium, or it may be vacuum. Okay, so where there is no gravity, so G value is how much now? 0. There is no gravity, is not acting at all. Then the angle between string, what they are asking you, angle between string and tension each string will be. So angle between those two strings and the tension will be. So here one important thing you need to remember, that is no gravity. I am putting inside the box. Meaning what now? There is no downward force at all. Okay, initially what will happen? Anywhere you can take. If you take a small, okay, I'm going to have a hook, that is, so going to have a ball, means there will be a what now? Downward force, that is M into G now. But in this case what happens? This G value is tends to what now? 0. So this entire thing becomes 0. There is no downward force at all. So for this, if I write a diagram, only what type of force is acting now? Only the force that is due to the charge, that is repulsive in nature, because look at here in the question. So both are having what type of charge now? Same charge, means there will be repulsion. So if you stay with the means, if you connect those two strings to the hook, they will stay what now? They will stay horizontally. Okay, so they will stay like this. Because there is no downward force, right? They will never have a downward force because there is no gravity. They will be having only this type of force. So length is how much? L. Okay, length is L. So total length become how much now? Total length is become 2L. Okay, there is a hook here. So total length become how much? 2L. So hook is here the middle. So 2L. Now, so we need to find what now? One thing. We need to find the angle. So tell me, what is the angle between these two now? This angle. So it will be what now? It will be 180 degree. Now one more thing we need to find out. Tension. Tension nothing but force we need to find out between these two. Simple thing it is. Simple case of what now? Two charges separated by distance of how much? Twice. Twice times of length. So then force, what we call tension, let me indicate T now, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2. So since both are having a charge how much? Q and Q. So charge will be what now? Q square divided by distance is how much? 2L. It will become 2L square. So this is the answer for this question. That's it, so simple. So means you need to understand the question properly, what they are asking. Okay, this is about one more question. So let us move on to next question. So next question is what now? Look at here, the next question. In the next question, you can see now, there are three charges. Okay, there are three charges plus q, small q and plus q. are placed respectively at a distance of 0, d by 2 and d, okay, from the origin. From where? From the origin. On what axis? X-axis. If the net force experienced by plus q charge located where now? Located at x equal to 0 is 0. Then our task is to find out what? We need to find out value of small q. Okay, so that's the important thing. So it is comes under the concept of equilibrium. Okay, so here I want to mention some topics that is about the equilibrium. So let me indicate those topics. It will be easier for you to remember. Okay, so let us take a small concept, equilibrium. So what is meant by equilibrium here? There are three types of equilibrium we are going to deal. So first one is stable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium. So what is meant by stable equilibrium? Now let us. We have one particle here on the table. Okay. Now what I do? I'll apply some force on this particle. Let us take some force like this. Okay. Due to other interaction or some other reason, after disturbing this one, it will acquire the same position. See, I'll disturb this one, it will come somewhere here. As soon as I remove this force, it need to come back to here. Means even though after disturbing, if it is acquiring the again same condition, same state, what we call stable equilibrium. Okay, now next thing we move on. So next thing is unstable equilibrium. Second thing is what now? Unstable equilibrium. What is meant by unstable equilibrium? In the case of unstable equilibrium, okay, now let us take a particle. There is some particle. So if you disturb this particle with some force, this particle will not come back to here. It will acquire a new position. Somewhere it will go and stay here. Okay, this is what we call unstable. Best example. So if you take a case of bowl, like this bowl I'm going to take. Okay, so this is point is what we call stable equilibrium, because if you disturb, keep it here, it will come back to here only. If you keep it here, it will come back to here only. Now that will be like one more point here. So if you apply some small force, it initially it was there here, but it will acquire a new position, what we call unstable equilibrium. Next one is there. Third one is neutral equilibrium. Neutral equilibrium. What is meant by neutral equilibrium? If you apply some force, it will acquire a new position. It will stay there only. Okay. So stable means what now? Even though if you disturb a lot, it will come to same condition. Unstable, it will acquire a new position. Okay. So anywhere you keep it, it will come to new position. But neutral equilibrium, you take it this one, you keep it somewhere here, it will stay there only. Take it somewhere here and keep it somewhere here, it will stay there only. Means wherever you keep, it will acquire a equilibrium. That is what we call neutral equilibrium. Okay. So this is about the concept of equilibrium. Now look at the question now. Let us come back to the question now. So there are three charges as we know placed. Let me write a diagram for this. So there is x-axis. This is what now? Positive x-axis. So here at the center, at x equal to 0, we have kept what now? A one charge, that is plus q charge. Okay. So at the place where now d by 2, we have kept one more charge. Let me take here, that is d by 2. Distance is how much now? D by 2. There is a one more charge we have kept, that is q. So there is a one more charge kept at a d. So somewhere here, that is again what now? Plus q charge at a distance of how much now? D. Now the thing what we need to do, if the net force experienced by plus q charge, which charge? Located at where? X equal to 0, this charge. Then the value of q must be what? Here you need to logically think. So this need to stay in equilibrium means it need experience a equal and opposite force. Okay. So if one is attracting, other must repel. If both are repelling, what will happen? This will not stay here, it will move away. If both are attracting, again it will acquire some here new position. So one must be repelling, one must be attracting. Okay, let us do that one now. The force on this particle, okay, the force on this particle, so due to this, so it is already given positive, so this must be what we need to think now. So if you given this positive, it will become repulsive, so they will move away, add up. So this charge must be what type of charge? A negative charge. One conclusion we can draw now. Now next thing, the force of attraction between these two, okay, must be equal to force of repulsion between these two. Okay, so let me give some name for this. A, B, C, that is here force of repulsion, that is F, between what? A and C. Let me indicate A and C must be equal to force of attraction between F, A, and this is point B. Means force of attraction between these two charges must be equal to force of repulsion between these two. Then only it will acquire equilibrium. So now let us put this value. So force of FAC must be equal to force FAB. Correct? Now let us insert these values, we get what now? See, between charge A and C, what is the force? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by, it is Q and Q, right? It will become what now? It will become Q square divided by, distance between these two is how much? D, so it will become D square, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is force between A and B points. So it will become what now? That is capital Q small q divided by, distance is D by 2, so I will write D by 2 whole square. Now what is going to cancel? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is going to cancel. 1 time Q is going to cancel. Here it is Q and here is 1 time is Q. So let us simplify this one now. It will become what now? Q by D square, that is equal to small q by, this is D by 2 whole square. Can I write it as D square divided by 4? Actually 4 will go to numerator, I will write 4 like this. Okay, so in the numerator I have mentioned now 4 because it has gone to where? Now numerator. Now what is going to cancel now? Here D square is going to cancel. So the total charge Q must be equal to Q into 4. So I can write Q must be equal to Q by 4. So what type of charge we need to place? Negative charge we need to place. And what is the magnitude of charge? It must be equal to Q by 4. So the charge you are going to place at Q, it will be minus Q by 4. So this is the answer. Okay, so this is about what now? This is the concept of equilibrium. Okay, so we move on to the next question. Yeah, look at the question now. There are two charges. How many are there? Two charges are there. Okay, so each of equal to Q. So each charge equal to Q. Okay, they are kept at x equal to minus a and x equal to plus a on x-axis. So if you take an x-axis, let me write an x-axis. There is an x-axis here. Okay, let me take this as origin, that is 0. So we have kept x equal to minus a plus a. Let me mark here minus a and it is plus a. So this is minus a and this one is plus a. Okay, now let us move on to the question. A particle of mass m, how much mass? M, charge how much? Q by 2, is placed at the origin, where here we are going to place. Okay, at this origin we are going to place. Okay, if the charge Q0, that is Q by 2, is given a small displacement, that is y, along y axis, like vertically, let me try now y axis. This charge will give a small displacement. Let me take somewhere here. That charge is how much now? It is about Q by 2. This is vertical displacement what we are given. Okay, so assumption is given here, y is very small as compared to a. Then the net force acting on a particle is proportional to, we need to see what is the net force acting on a particle, that is how much it is proportional to what. Now look at the question now. Since we give a small displacement along y direction, force is acting, we need to see. So here we kept what type of charge? Plus q, and here also plus q. So this will repel in this direction. and this will repel in what direction? In this direction. Yes or no? So this will be, let me take some angle now. So if you taken this angle is theta, then there is a two forces will be acting. Okay, or else you can take some other angle also. You can take this angle as theta. You will find difficulty. Then there are two forces will be acting. Let us show these two forces now. Let me draw here an x-axis. So this will make an angle theta now. Since we have taken this is theta, so force here due to this charge, it will become what now here? It will become, this is F cos theta, and upward force here acting become what now? F sin theta. Let me write with red color so you can see here it has merged already. F sin theta. And similarly here the force acting like this direction, it is what now? Again F cos theta, and again one more time here F sin theta you can see. Okay, total force is what now? 2 times of F sin theta, because this force is going to cancel with what? This force, they are opposite direction. So we can write here now, see, the total force acting is how much now? Net force acting, let me call F prime, that is equal to 2 times of F sin theta. Now we need to see F is how much. Since this value is how much? This distance from here to here is A. Okay, this distance is Y. Then distance from this point to this point is how much? It will be square root of A square plus Y square. Yes or no? A square plus Y square. Let us put this value now. So that is equal to 2 times of F means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into charge here and here. Here it is Q, here it is Q by 2. It will become what now? Q square by 2. Divided by distance is how much? It will be A square plus Y square. Whole square was there and here root is there. Both are going to cancel. Okay, so this is about the thing. So now let us look at next what will happen. Into the term is missing here, that is what now? Missing sin theta. Okay, now let us find the value of sin theta from diagram. What is sin theta says? Sin theta says what now? Opposite by hypotenuse. Yes or no? Opposite is what from the diagram? That is y. By hypotenuse is what? Square root of A square plus Y square. Insert this value now. What we get? See now what we get? It is 2 and this 2 is going to cancel. So remaining 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So Q square by A square plus Y square into sin theta value I am going to write as become y by square root of A square plus Y square. I will write it as A square plus Y square whole power 1 by 2. So now if you simplify you get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is Q square y by A square plus Y square whole power 3 by 2. That is a force. They are asking force proportional to what? Okay, net force acting on a particle is proportional to what? And they are given one more condition in the question. What condition they given? Y is less than A. Do you remember this condition? So now apply here. Y is less than A means here A is neglected. Yes or no? So y is less than A. So here what will happen? You are going to get neglect what now? You are going to neglect y as compared to what now? A. So neglecting y as comparison with what now? A, you will get an equation like this. You get F that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is Q square y divided by this y become now negligible. So it will become A square whole power 3 by 2 become what now? A power 3. Because see A square whole power 3 by 2. So 2 and 2 is going to cancel. It will become A power cube. So from this all remaining quantities are constant. We can write F is proportional to y. So in the options you may find one case F is proportional to y. Second option F proportional to y square. Third option, f proportional to minus y. Fourth option, f proportional to 1 by y. What is the correct answer? F proportional to y. Okay, whether it is oscillating with a simple harmonic motion? No. No. For simple harmonic motion, the condition is f must be equal to minus y. So this is not simple harmonic motion. It is just on what type of motion? Oscillatory motion. Okay. You can find many numericals. Here I want to have some more topics, that is, sometimes they'll ask you when the maximum force become equal to 0. That case you need to remember. Whenever the maximum force become equal to 0, dF by dq, that must be equal to 0. So this is the condition for what now? Maximum force. Okay, sometimes if they ask you, there are two charges, when they will experience a maximum force, if both are having equal charge. Okay, so there are equal charge, that is q by 2 and q by 2. So when they are having equal charge, then they will experience a maximum force. Okay, here I can remember one more question. The one more question is like this, it will be there. Okay, so there are 5 charges given to you, that are equal to how much? Q, Q, Q. So 5 charges are there. So they are arranged in such a way like this. Okay, here it is Q, here it is Q, here it is Q, here it is Q, here it is Q. Now the question is, what is the force at the center of this hexagon? Okay, so somewhere if I write the center of the hexagon, you get somewhere here. See, since all are positive, force due to this at this point. Okay, so what will be in what direction? Okay, let me take some unit positive charge q0 is kept. So force due to this will be in this direction. Force due to this will be in this direction. Cancel each other. Okay, side, let me take L. Force between these two, equal and opposite. Cancel each other. Only which one will contribute? This one will contribute because there is no charge here. Then that case what will happen? Force become just simply F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. These two Q, Q0, distance between them is L square, because this will make an angle of 60 degree. It is equilateral triangle. So this side and this must be equal. Okay, so whenever you are solving the question, whenever it is like diagram wise, look at the symmetry. Okay, the symmetry always give us some information. Okay, since the vector quantity, force is what type of quantity? Vector quantity. So it will cancel each other. Okay, these are some numericals based on previous examination. Students, if you find any numericals in doubt, you can put it in the comment box, so that I will make a separate video for that and I will upload in the channel. Okay, so next class we move on to electric field and concepts of electric field. Okay, thank you students, thank you all.